Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
You're ready to reconnect, to discover, to explore a Georgia that always has more stories to share and views to admire. Set for your next adventure while you set your own pace to wonder or wander, or whatever it is that makes you feel you. To feel that Georgia feeling, those beautiful, real, honest moments. The only found in Georgia moments. Find yours at exploregeorgia.org.
But a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
welcome to Kingsport, Tennessee. Tournament softball now on the Southeast Sports Network, and we're ready to go with Game 3 of the day. There's a look at the crew maintaining the field between games, players warming up down along the chalk, some fans enjoying the weather. It's a sunshiny, warm afternoon up in the Appalachian Mountains. We're ready to go with our third game of the day. A really good one in store. Union Kentucky's Bulldogs, 15-24 overall this season, taking on the Royals of Johnson University, 23-13 on the season. Royals had a great year. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, hope you've had a great night. We're excited to have you with us along for this adventure. This is going to be a really good one, Lorenzo.
For this game, we would like to present a couple of awards.
A couple of awards being given out prior to the competition. Freshman of the Year being recognized first. Audrey Morehouse of Johnson. Congratulations on your recognition for your outstanding play this season. And on hand to present the award, Deputy Commissioner Jay Stansel. Really well-deserved recognition for what was an unbelievable year for her. We'll dig more into her stats as she plays today against the Bulldogs.
The next award we will present is the AAC Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year being awarded.
2024 Coach of the Year is Dane Carter from Johnson.
And congratulations to Dane Carter, the Coach of the Year for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Well-deserved, and what an honor. We're about ready to play in Kingsport. The sun going down. Beautiful day for softball. We played 2 games. This is the Union Bulldogs, Johnson Royals, all on SCSN, and our simulcast to the AAC Digital Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, very excited you've decided to be here with us, and hope you'll stay with us all night long. We're going to have nighttime baseball tonight. Nighttime softball. Tournament at Hunter Wright Stadium underway in the very late stages. If you want to check in on that and come back and get with us. That game is down to the wire between the Rams and the Knights. That's night baseball. We're going to have night softball. We have to play this game. We have a 4th game we're going to play tonight still. Live from Brickyard Park in Kingsport, Tennessee. We're meeting the starting lineups now. First, the Union College Bulldogs. They're going to walk down alongside their dugout on the chalk to the left side. Wearing the black with orange pants today. Johnson wearing the navy with white. A look at Union's lineup. Merritt, Keller, Lowe, Wisenant, Pfister, Easton, Harris, Petrie, McGinley, and Kane. Kane will be pitching. There's your starting lineup for the Bulldogs of Union. Now the Royals of Johnson University, probably the closest team, if not the closest, one of the closest to Kingsport. A short drive from Knoxville, Tennessee. Meeting the starting lineup. They're getting acquainted with the officials before we get underway. Jeffers, Morehouse, Hampton, Armstrong, Duke, Kaywood, Dickerson, Baldridge, Hood, and pitching is Weber. The designated player is Duke. There is your lineup for these 2 programs. We're ready to go. Tournament time, AAC conference action on the Southeast Sports Network and AAC Digital Network. Thrilled to have you with us for what promises to be an electric matchup between these 2. We've been spoiled so far. We've seen nothing but good softball in the tournament from Kingsport and Brickyard Park. 2 excellent games a full slate tomorrow, so be sure to subscribe, follow along, and we hope you'll be with us for the entire tournament all week long. I really want to mention how nice the weather is now, but I'm afraid. I'm being told not to mention how nice the weather is, so we're not going to bring it up. We're just going to say it's good outside. It's exciting how nice it is. And we're about to get underway between Johnson and the Bulldogs of Union on SCSN and the AAC Digital Network. First at bat will be Merritt. She's a righty. She's had a good year.
Johnson Royals coming in as the second-ranked team in the Appalachian Athletic Conference based on the type of regular season that they had. Union coming in as the 7th seed. Again, these conference tournaments are always interesting because both teams have a level of familiarity. So this will be the third time that these two teams will do battle. Johnson victorious in both of the first games, a doubleheader that occurred in January, in March. Johnson winning the first one 9-6 and then winning the second one 15-2. Union trying to right the ship against the Royals in this one, trying to change the narrative, if you will. You can feel that energy coming from Johnson's dugout. They're definitely into it.
Definitely feeling the energy from down on the field. Holding off. This is Keller, our second in the lineup for the Union Bulldogs. Fouled off into the backstop. Kayla Keller's originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, played at Pope High. Keller hanging off, holding on, hanging around. We are off to a hot start. The count is full. Lindy Weber from the circle. With one away, the payoff pitch. Chopped left side. A race down to the bag at first, and she's headed back to the dugout. Great wheels, did everything she could to get on board. Just unable to get there in time. That's a really nice hustle play to get us started in our third game of the AAC tournament. Day one.
Keller did a nice job of giving her a scare there in that at-bat. Weber was able to close the deal.
Two away, top of the first. College softball, Southeast Sports Network. That one's tight. Sarah Lowe wobbles away. Sarah Lowe's a senior outfielder from Cumming, Georgia, played at North Forsyth High. Team batting average of .292 for the Bulldogs, 187 runs scored this year in 39 games. Lasering that inside, looking to go 3 and out here. Top of the first, 2 away. Lindy Weber, count is 3-1. Big swing, strike 2.
It's imperative for Union to be able to start fast here. The lower seeded team, the team that is not expected to win is usually the one that needs to strike first.
Chop foul to the right.
It's 2 consecutive full counts that Weber is faced with.
Big swing, and that'll retire the side. We'll take a break and be back with more college softball in just a moment on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Shry Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament play. The Johnson Royals and the Union Bulldogs doing battle. Just moments ago, we saw Lindy Weber retire the side for the Royals, and now they will be up to bat. And in the circle for Union is a freshman, Carly Kane, number 33. She's pitched a little bit over 73 innings so far this season, sporting a 5.82 ERA. Now she will be tasked with slowing down a very potent offensive team in Johnson. Royal squad that bats .334 as a group so far this year. This one clipped, and it looks like it's going to fall foul, and it will, right near the Union dugout. But again, I've said it before, the energy is palpable within the stadium. Johnson Royals, their dugout, they have been very energetic from the get-go. Definitely something to watch for, something that can potentially give them energy going forward. And another one falling foul. The outfielder, Jeffers, is in the batter's box for Johnson. Caitlin Jeffers, the senior, batting .377 this year. This one is clipped and foul into the net. Count remains 1-2. This one hit high, going into left field, and it will be corralled by Merritt. Merritt comes underneath that one. That's out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. So one of the biggest things to watch for as we now see the reigning freshman of the year, Morehouse, the outfielder, now up to bat. But a main thing to watch for when you talk about a team that was defeated not once but twice by one group, that mental hurdle, that believing that you can beat a team, that's something that Union needs to find a way to get. They need to get that edge that gives them a sense of belief that they're going to be able to beat this Johnson Royal squad. It came up short twice earlier this season. We'll see what happens in this go-round. Audrey Morehouse, one freshman of the year for good reason, hit for .512 this season. Just hitting the cover right off the ball throughout the year. She's done a phenomenal job and was honored, and rightfully so. A grounder with the throw made at first, and she is out at first. So we see the Union dugout starting to return the favor with the energy. They're very happy about that one. 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the first inning. So now we'll see Ella Hampton, the sophomore, coming up to bat. Hampton, 373 this year, also with 2 home runs. This one, another grounder, but it leaks down the left field line. Hampton rounding first, thought about heading to second, but thinks better of it. Hampton able to get on base with the single. That's Johnson's first hit of the game, the first hit from either team in this one. And maybe the Royals have a 2-out rally in them to start things off. Union was held scoreless in the top of this inning. Johnson still a chance to strike first blood. Coming up to the plate, number 21, Megan Armstrong. Armstrong, the freshman, batting .389 this year. Also a team leading 9 home runs. It's so difficult for a freshman to be able to perform in situations like these. And a well-hit ball there deep in the center, and it is gone. A home run for the Johnson Royals. They strike first blood. They put up the first 2 runs in this showdown. And again, part of it, that mental hurdle, believing that you can beat that team. And when it's something that you haven't done, you haven't seen your team be able to do it, then you may not carry that belief coming into a game like this. That definitely cannot do good for that thought process. Big time home run for Armstrong, her 10th of the season. So now the designated player, Ashley Duke, will come up to the plate. Duke batting .284 this year. And you could just feel it when they came onto the field, all of the energy that Johnson was carrying. In situations like these, that's what it's about. When you have a conference tournament, you have teams and fans from so many different schools, so many different locations. You are not in front of your home crowd, so it is very important to BYOE, bring your own energy. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the Royals today. Count now standing at 2-1. But just as I was saying it before that home run, it's so difficult for freshmen to be able to put themselves in positions to be successful in these type of games. As another hit is made by the Royals, the designated player Duke getting on base with a single. It's a lot to ask for out of a freshman to be able to be put in these situations and deliver. But that is what Kane is tasked with, going up against the second-seeded team. She has to try her best to remain composed and calm. Right now facing an uphill battle, already surrendering 2 runs. This one a grounder, but it will go foul. And it's been about an as ideal of a start as you could hope for the Johnson Royals. First, able to hold Union at bay in the top of this inning. And then by way of that homer from Armstrong, able to strike first. 3 consecutive hits for the Royals, each of them coming with 2 outs on the board. The last thing that you want from a pitcher, especially your freshman pitchers, you don't want her to get rattled. You want her to be able to stay in the moment. That pitch a little bit inside. Autumn Kaywood at the plate for Johnson. Kaywood, the sophomore, hit for .317 this year. That pitch is high and another ball. Count now 3-1. This one is clipped and foul into the fence. Remains 3-2.
Red hot start, looking really good.
Again, about as ideal of a start as you could hope for if you're a fan of the Royals.
Chopped left. Obviously goes foul right in front of the dugout.
There have been a lot of loud dugouts that we've seen today, but I think Johnson has them all beat.
Johnson is loud. Chopped left side, edge of the outfield. She's down, and that'll retire the side. Second out.
Royals with 2 on base. Again, each of their hits coming with 2 outs on the board. A 2-out rally is in effect. Can they continue to pour it on here in the first inning? Kane with the pitch. Well hit ball, but it will go foul right near the Union dugout across the left field line. Allie Dickerson, the second baseman, a sophomore. She's now at the plate. She's hit for 274 this year. 29 hits, 14 RBIs. This one popped up in the air, and it will be corralled, and that will retire the side. So a 2-out rally for the Johnson Royals. They take advantage. The Union Bulldogs reeling. It's 2-0 in favor of Johnson.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. College softball now on the Southeast Sports Network. Excited to have you along for the ride as we head to the top of the second between the Royals and the Bulldogs. Union lower seeded than these Johnson Royals who have jumped out to an early lead. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Lorenzo, what can Union do to keep a cool head about this? Obviously, you expect Johnson to come out with some fire in their belly.
I mean, the main thing that you have to do, and this is where your leadership comes into play, you do need to be able to try to keep your head. When your leaders are able to step up and make some plays and also talk to some of your younger players and keep them all rallied and keep them together, that goes a long way towards just building confidence, because quite frankly, when you haven't beaten a team, you don't know if you can do it. So you need to be able to have a level head, so when situations like these arise, when you're faced with an early deficit, you don't just go into tank.
Right up the middle. Race down to first. Great play getting that one to the bag. She'll go back to the dugout. One away now on the top of the second. Lindy Weber dealing heat early. Already 20 pitches in.
Pfister, the designated player for Union, up to the batter's box.
It's a wrap on the other side of town at Hunter Wright Stadium. 7-3 final. The Bluefield Rams overcoming St. Andrews. Nighttime baseball. Big shout out to our crew over there. Jacob Moore, his first day of production for the Southeast Sports Network and tournament baseball for the AAC. Gary Justice on the call for the baseball tournament. Punch 2 out. 2 away for Union's the Bulldogs.
Second strikeout of the game for Lindy Weber. And she was faced with a little bit of adversity in that first inning. 2 consecutive full counts, was able to retire the batter in both situations. So already battle testing the early goings of this game. Shelby Easton, the senior, up to the plate for Union, batting .250 so far this year. Count now 0-2. And one a bit high for ball 1.
Popped foul back towards the fans and off the top of the press box. Let it go. Not sure where that went. I thought it was going to fall off the front of the press box. Big swing. That strikes out the side. We'll take a break and be back with more college softball in just a moment on SCSN. Don't go anywhere. It's Royals and Bulldogs. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, and welcome to Brickyard Park if you're just joining us. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, college softball, SCSN, AAC Digital Network. 2-0 the score into the bottom of the second between these two programs. Great action so far. Excited to see what's coming next. 2-0 Royals. Bulldogs, their hands are certainly full. Lorenzo, what do you think of what we've seen so far?
Johnson just carrying their energy, doing a really nice job of really willing themselves through this game so far. It just seems like Union does not have that same level of energy so far. They're kind of dragging around a little bit offensively. Their bats a little bit slow arriving. They do not have a hit through 2 innings of play. And if the Royals can continue to add to their advantage, things can get really meek for the Union Bulldogs in this game.
Over the top of the dugout. Off to the right goes foul. Popped up, sailing center, and she'll go back to the dugout. Well played into the outfield. Good heads-up play by the Dogs.
They're going to need a little more of that. They need some communication, a lot of collaboration in the outfield, making sure that everybody's on the same page and on one accord. This one a grounder, and it will leak into center field.
Great hit.
Good getting on base. Man, yes, a great hit indeed.
That's a fantastic play for the Royals. Right up the gap, perfectly placed. How do you play that?
I mean, you just have to try to dive and hope that it lands in your glove. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that you can do. Perfectly placed hit there. And we're just in the second inning of play, and Johnson already back to the top of their order. First time through, 5 hits for them. This one a grounder, and a nice heads-up play there by the pitcher, Kane, the freshman, to get the lead runner out at second.
That's a great play, perfectly timed. Got it to the bag just before her, cut her down and sends her back to the dugout. Now just one on board for the Royals. Bulldogs looking sharp defensively in the early stages. This is fouled off. And that guy caught it. Good job.
I think he's a member of the Union baseball team as well. Saw a few of them filing in at the conclusion of play over there on the other side of town.
Left side, and that'll retire the side. There you go, 3 away. We'll be back in just a moment in Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball. Back in Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball, Southeast Sports Network, AAC Digital Network. The Royals have taken the field, and we're ready to go as we flip sides. Now to the top of the third, Royals leading 2-0 against the Bulldogs of Union. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, we're having a great time, and I hope you are as well. Hope you're enjoying riding along with us all night long. We do have one game left after this on SCSN, so we hope you'll tune in. Watch the nightcap. Really good action so far between all these programs. Jay Stansel says AAC After Dark. I agree. We need to bust out. We need some neon branding.
Put a trademark on it. Put it on a T-shirt.
I would buy that T-shirt. Can we do that? Can we get T-shirts?
It's possible. I know
I'm
a guy.
all about that.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
We need to get this guy on the phone.
I'll let my guy know. And I remember you talked earlier about believing in the announcer's jinx. That's not really something I believe too much in, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Right now, Lindy Weber is pitching a perfect game through 2.
Doing really well. Feeling heat, as I like to say. Looking sharp. Can she keep it rolling, especially in tournament time? No better time to be hot than right now.
And I said it earlier in the day, but these are the games when you talk about the first round of tournaments, specifically in a double elimination style like the one that softball has here in the AAC, that you're collecting information, right? You're trying to see where you stand. Of course, you want to have a good showing, but more importantly, you're collecting information. You're trying to get an understanding of the scenery. You want to be able to get your team out there for the first time in live action and just sort of see where you stack up. And Johnson has to feel good about the way they've started this game. Definitely making it difficult on Union. Now, Union has to find a way to respond. And that's 2 strikeouts in a row from Lindy Weber.
Lindy Weber crushing it for the Royals in the early stages.
Bulldogs still without a hit, so who's going to be the spark plug for them? Who's going to be that engine that drives their rally as they're down by 2 runs? But when someone's pitching as well as Weber, 2 runs can feel like 10 at times. That gulf is so wide. You're just looking for any opening that you can find.
Chop to the right, a race down to first. Unable to win that. That retires the side. They'll take a break. We'll take a break. Royals ahead, 2 runs to nothing. Go nowhere, SESN.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. College softball on the Southeast Sports Network. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. AAC After Dark, Appalachian Athletic Conference Tournament. It is nighttime, and it feels like that episode of SpongeBob where he works the night shift. Night. We're having it. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. Hope you're having as much fun as we are. We are having a blast on SCSN and the AAC Digital Network. And I know you're going to have a blast as well all night long as these programs duke it out at Brickyard Park.
So as well as Lindy Weber is pitching, you want to try to give her as much run support as you can. So that's the task that the Johnson Royals have. Need to be able to try to string some runs together. A 2-run advantage is not safe by any means.
Chop to the left. She's racing down to first and safe there.
And Hampton's bat remains hot. That's her 2nd hit of the day.
At the circle for these two, talking strategy.
And a wise visit to the mound there for Union. McGinley, the catcher, talking with her pitcher, trying to get her a little bit refocused, readjusted. Nice job, especially when you know that your pitcher is a freshman, so she hasn't been in these situations before, this being her first AAC tournament.
Do have 1 runner on board over at first for the Royals.
Every team is going to go through ebbs and flows throughout a season, throughout a game. The ones who are the teams that we consider the best teams in the conference and in the country are the ones that are able to handle those ebbs and flows and overcome them.
Swung hard, couldn't catch that. Bulldogs haven't sent anyone back to the dugout yet in the bottom of this third inning, where there's one runner on board over at first. They're trailing by a pair of runs to the Royals, who are looking to bolster that lead. This one's chopped left, and it's trending foul. Looks like it goes over the chain link behind the press or the dugout. Swung on again, this time foul back off of the press box.
Those are those live balls there that the crowd has to make sure that they're aware of.
It's heads up play there. You got to keep your eyes open. Right up the middle, this one is caught. What a play. Deep center field, she gloves that. Effortless for the Bulldogs.
That was an athletic over-the-shoulder grab there by Keller out there in center. Able to corral that one. Those are the type of plays that Union's going to have to make. That's what can build the belief in your team that you can make this happen, that you can beat this group. Duke, the designated player, back at the plate. She's 1 for 1 so far in this game. Johnson with 6 hits, but so far they haven't been able to turn those into much offensive success. Only 2 runs on the board. Pitch from Kane. Popped up, and it will go foul over the fence. Everyone having to get out of the way of that one yet again. Have to keep your head on the swivel, folks. Protect yourself at all times. Count standing at 1-1. 1 gone. 1 person on base for the Royals. This one clipped and hit into the netting and fouled off yet again. Count now 1-2. That pitch a bit outside and off the plate for ball number 2. Now, as important as it is for Union to try to continue to keep Johnson at bay, it is equally as important for Johnson to continue to pour it on. The belief that Union has that they can beat them, Johnson can continue to poke holes in that by adding more runs to their total. So that's a nice grab there made out in right field by Lowe. She corrals that one. That's the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So now it's Autumn Kaywood. Kaywood coming up to bat. Kaywood 1 for 1 so far in this ball game. This one clipped and foul. Kaywood swinging at that one ahead on the count 3-0. Obviously seeing something that she liked. Probably wants that swing back. And another live ball there. Again, keep your head on a swivel if you are in the crowd of this one. A lot of balls flying over the fence and into the stands. But that fills the count up at 3-2. Kane trying to retire the side. Kaywood trying to keep the inning alive. Well hit ball deep in the left field, and it will fall foul right near the fence out there in deep left field. Count remains 3-2. This one hit in the left field, and it will be corralled by Merritt, and that retires the side and will end the inning. No score there from either team, so the score remains the same. Johnson ahead, 2-0.
Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball, Southeast Sports Network. Gabe Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. The show is on. We're stoked you're here. We hope you're having fun. We're having a blast. Lots of folks here on hand with us having a blast as well, and you can be here in person. AACsports.com. Get your tickets now and be here for the softball and baseball tournaments in Kingsport, Tennessee.
So I brought it up in the second. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring it up now. We're in the fourth. Lindy Weber threw 3, working with a perfect game. 5 strikeouts, no earned runs, no walks.
Lorenzo, I'm going to tell you, I'm not pitching. I do have affiliations with Johnson, but I don't have any super close affiliations with Johnson. I'm nervous for her. You keep saying that. It's making me nervous. Pop to the right, floating towards the fence, and she's going to head back to the dugout. Really well struck. Nearly went the distance on that.
And nice play there by Morehouse, not allowing that one to drop, keeping the perfect game alive. As soon as you said that one, of course, there's plenty of ball left to be played. Anything can happen. But just shouting out how insane this start has been to the outing for Weber. This one clipped and fouled off by Keller. So now Union making their second time through the order. So each batter has had a chance to see Lindy Weber up close. They've seen what she's working with, who is going to be that spark plug to get things going for them. They are in desperate need of something. offensively. Even if it's a walk, just getting somebody on base can go a long way towards this team finding its footing. So now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not a situation unfamiliar for Weber and the Royals. We've seen it on countless occasions already in this game. That pitch is strike number 3. The 6th strikeout of the game for Lindy Weber, and down goes Keller.
That's incredible. I mean, she is just absolutely lighting it up.
And I would even say lighting it up is an understatement. She's turning the lights out right now on Union.
I like that. AAC after dark, the lights are out.
Low after that swing and miss, now behind on the count, 0-1.
Fouled off. Over the top, back towards us.
Another live ball that was hit into the crowd. Again, people having to get out of the way of that one.
Heads up, heads up, heads up. Shot back center field. That is a moonshot towards the wall, and it's gone. Home run ball. Run those bases, lady. Unreal.
Big time home run there. Getting themselves on the board, and a resounding breaking of Lindy Weber's perfect game happening with 2 outs on the board. You cannot overstate just how important that was for Union. You could see the energy with their entire team coming out of the dugout. And they needed that one badly. They needed that one again just for the belief that you can beat a team that you have yet to beat this year. And with the way that Weber was pitching, it was seeming like it was going to be a long shot that it was going to happen tonight. Now, all of a sudden, the Bulldogs have life.
Sarah Lowe goes yard for the homer. Bulldogs have life is right. That makes this matchup much more interesting as the perfect game snapped in the top of the 4th. Fouled right side towards the crowd. You got to keep your head on a swivel in this one.
I mean, maybe everyone in the crowd should get like a complimentary helmet or something, just in case.
Could we get them branded as AAC After Dark helmets?
I mean, that's above my pay grade, a little outside my jurisdiction. I think you got to ask somebody with a little more power than me.
They seem all about it. This one's ropes deep center. She's down. That retires the side, so we'll take a break and be back with more college softball in just a moment on SCSN. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Brickyard Stadium. College softball, Southeast Sports Network, AAC Digital Network, Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, 23-13 Johnson Royals, 15-24 Union Bulldogs, all on SCSN and the AAC Network. Thrilled to have you along for the ride for this one. Really good action underway between these two programs. We just saw a homer that snapped what was a perfect game into this 4th inning. Lorenzo, really exciting stuff. Talk to me about that homer by Lowe and how that changes the momentum.
It represented a lot of different things, right? It was more than just a home run that was breaking the ice for them. It was more than just their first hit. It was more than just their first run. It was Union saying that they have officially arrived here at Kingsport. They were a little bit late arriving offensively, but that right there was their official arrival, not their call-in time to the hotel, not their wake-up time on the bus. That right there was Union saying that they have arrived and they are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and Johnson's going to have to deal with them. So now can the Royals respond to that? Offensively, Johnson has been able to have some success against Union. They have 6 hits off of Carly Kane, but they have not been able to translate those hits into much offensive production from a run standpoint. Only 2 runs on the board. We've given Lindy Weber a lot of love for her outing, but how about Carly Kane as a freshman right now going toe-to-toe with the second-seeded team in the conference and really holding her own? She's giving her team ample amount of chances to be able to come away with a victory in this game. Allie Dickerson right now at the plate. And this one well hit, drops into center field. Dickinson gets to first. That's a single there for Allie Dickerson. She gets on the board with her first hit of the game. Johnson with the leadoff single here in the 4th as they try to stretch their lead. Sloan Baldridge coming up to the plate. She's also 0 for 1. She's looking for her first hit as well. Thinking bunt there, and then Dickerson was thinking about stealing second. So neither of those cases happened. Another time there, Baldridge again thinking bunt. Instead, it falls foul. Count 1-1. So a call there, it's called ball, a call that the Union faithful does not agree with. You can hear the audible groans coming from the Union baseball team that's here tonight to check out their softball counterparts. This one well hit but foul way over the fence. Kane with the pitch. This one hit into the fence and foul. And that one called a ball, and another one that the Union faithful is not happy about. Again, letting their displeasure be known. That pitch is high for another ball and a full count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and miss for strike 3. The Union crowd is behind Kane. They were happy about that one. And again, she deserves a lot of credit for how she's performed in this one as well. Surrendered those 2 runs early in the first, but ever since then, she's locked in and she has been absolutely dealing from the circle for the Bulldogs. So Maddie Hood, who's 1 for 1 right now at the plate for Johnson. This one well hit. Looks like it's going to go foul. A few Bulldogs were underneath that trying to track it, but it goes just on the wrong side of the fence. And they'll return to their defensive posts. Laying down the bunt there is Hood. So she's out at first. Lead runner makes their way to second. It's now 2 outs on the board. Caitlin Jeffers back at the plate. She's 0 for 2 so far today. Looking for her first hit, and what a time it would be for her to receive that first hit. She's thinking bunt there. It will just go on the wrong side of the left side line and foul. The pitch from Kane. Again thinking bunt. Perfectly laid bunt. Did she beat the tag? Yes, she did. The ball leaking out of the glove of the first baseman anyhow. So Jeffers able to get on the board. Her first hit of the game. She's safe at first. The other runner now at third. Runners in the corners for Johnson. Chance to put a run together. 2 outs on the board right now. They have a 2-out rally in them. The reigning freshman of the year, Morehouse, back at the plate. She's 0 for 2 so far. She's yet to make her presence felt so far in this one. And Jeffers easily stealing second there. So now 2 runners in scoring position. So a hit from Morehouse potentially brings in 2 runs for the Royals. Kane trying to end the inning. Morehouse, well hit in the left field. 1 run scores for the Royals. Will another run score? Yes, it will. The freshman of the year delivers yet again for the Johnson Royals. They now lead 4 runs to 1. You had to feel like Morehouse was, I hate to overuse the term, but you had to feel like she was due to make something happen. Has batted over 400 this season, but she was 0 for 2 in this game. And right there, coming up big with a 2 RBI double, allowing the Royals to add to their advantage. They're now ahead by 3 runs. Ella Hampton now back at the plate for Johnson. She's 2 for 2 so far today. Perfect swing and miss there, though, from Hampton. Count is now 1-1. Kane up to 76 pitches and counting. She had been performing so well up to that point. A little bit of leakage here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Royals taking advantage. That pitch, another ball, so now the count is 3-1. Last thing that Union needs is Johnson adding another runner, another handful of them to their total. Pitch from Kane. It's called a ball. So Hampton makes her way to first. The Union faithful again letting their displeasure be known at the call. So now 2 runners on for Johnson with Megan Armstrong back at the plate. Armstrong is 1 for 2 so far today. This one well hit into center field, and it will fall out of the glove of Keller. 1 run scores for Johnson. They add another run to their total. RBI double there from Megan Armstrong. The Royals bats coming alive here in the 4th inning. They're now ahead 5-1. So Kane had done a really nice job over the previous 2 innings of settling in. Right now, Johnson maybe taking advantage of her a little bit here. The youth showing a bit from Carly Kane. She's reeling, 2 outs on the board, and Johnson able to put up 3 runs. She is searching for that coveted 3rd out, in desperate need. Now we're starting to see Johnson convert some of those hits into runs. Now 9 hits on the board. And remember how chatty that Johnson dugout was earlier in the game, and then at the midpoint, they kind of got a little bit quiet there. Union wrestling a little bit of momentum away, but now they're right back to being where they were at the start. The pitch from Kane, and a strike. This one hit into the outfield. Keller's underneath it. She corrals it, and that will end the inning. Johnson, the bat, starting to catch fire. They now lead 5-1. Welcome back to Appalachian Athletic Conference tournament play. The Johnson Royals catching fire there in that 4th inning. They now lead 5-1. Union able to put the kibosh on Lindy Weber's perfect game with that big-time home run. But Johnson with a major response in the bottom of the same inning. Second-seeded team right now in firm control. Union with just 1 hit so far in this game. It was a big one. It was a home run, but 1 hit nonetheless. So Weber has done her job, and she's done it well in the circle. Low with that big-time home run. But who is going to assist her? Who else is going to come along for the ride as they try to pull off the big-time day 1 upset? Or I guess I should say night 1 upset.
I like it. AAC at night. I'm never letting that die. There's never been, if you're an odds guy, there's never been greater odds I was about to have a t-shirt printed that was completely unnecessary. I really want a t-shirt that says AAC at night.
AAC after dark.
I'm here for it. Is that, can you?
But I think after dark might, after dark kind of sounds a little, you know.
Copyright.
Copyright, but, you know, after dark, you know. I don't think that's something you should say. But it's cool, you know. It's like Pac-12 after dark, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the thought process, but, you know, after dark.
Remember that? Pac-12 after dark? That was good.
That was cool, you know. RIP to the Pac-12.
I miss the Pac-12.
Weber, another strikeout, absolutely dealing her 7th of the game. She has been sensational. And the funny thing about great players is when a negative play happens or a bad play happens, they don't really cover themselves up in a shell. They don't curl into a ball. They don't wilt in the face of pressure. normally they get upset like, man, how can I allow that to happen? How can I give up that home run? How can I let my team down like that? And they get a little bit angry. So we've seen some of that right now from Lindy Weber. She's pitching with a little bit more vigor here in this inning. Shelby Easton up to bat for Union. She's 0 for 1 so far. Count now 2-2, 1 out on the board. The pitch, and that one is hit and foul over there near the fence, where we see the anxious group of Tennessee Wesleyan. They were just done warming up over there behind the field, and now they're along the fence near left field, just waiting, watching, prepared for their game, which is coming up next on SCSN. Count remains 2-2. Weber with the pitch. This one outside and off the plate for ball number 3 and a full count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, a situation that is not unfamiliar for either side. And this one is strike 3, the 8th strikeout of the game for Lindy Weber. Dealing, I feel like, is an understatement for what she's been doing. Again, just devastating the Union. A team coming into this one had not beaten Johnson. They came on the short end of their doubleheader in both contests earlier this year. And if there was a level of belief that Johnson had entering this game, a level of belief that Union had entering this game, then Weber has done her part at squashing that belief. Kaylee Harris at the plate. Harris is 0 for 1. That pitch a bit high for ball 2. And this one called a strike. Nice frame there by the catcher, Hampton. This one a grounder. Off the glove of Weber, the throw is made to first, but she is safe. Kaylee Harris is safe. She beats it out. Weber tried to get that one herself. It just grazed the edge of her glove and gave enough of an opening for Harris to make her way to first base. So she gets to the bag. Does Union have a 2-out rally in them? Swing and miss there from Riley Petrie, who's now at the plate for Union. Petrie 0 for 1 so far today. And that pitch, another strike there from Weber.
You know, every time it's tournament time in Kingsport, I know we're in for a treat, but this is just off to a great start. These have been great games.
It has been. And speaking of great, Lindy Weber, yet again, another strikeout, her 9th of the game.
Impressive stuff. These two programs going to take a break. Flip sides, we'll take a break as well and be right back with more college softball on SCSN.
At Shry Media, we believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television. Make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, thrilled to have you with us. Where to watch? There's a ton of places to watch, not just on SESN, but also the AAC Digital Network. You can tune in on Fire TV, Roku, stream online, Twitch, YouTube, you name it, we're there. Find us on the AAC Digital Network and the NAIA app and Stretch Internet platform. All tournament long from Kingsport, Tennessee, college softball. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson, 5-1, bottom of the fifth is now. I can't believe this morning I was like, oh, it's raining. It's going to be a gross, dark, wet day. We're not going to get to play. And here we are. It's beautiful. Perfect night. Nice and cool for the athletes. I love it.
You were right about one part of that statement, though. It is dark. After dark, if you will.
We are riding this horse. Riding this train off of the rails, if you will.
I thought you were going to say riding the horse to pasture. That's not really an ideal, place to be.
Out to pasture? It's not great.
Not where you want to be.
No, if you're the horse, it's not ideal.
Yeah, not great for the horse. So Kane remains in the circle for Union. And she's had some success in her own right. Again, just a freshman facing off against the second-seeded team in Johnson. So you have to give her a lot of credit. She's been fearless in there. Royals, offensively, they have come to play specifically in the first and fourth innings. 9 hits total throughout this game. Autumn Kaywood back in the batter's box. This one hit, it will drop into right field. Kaywood rounding first, and that is where she will remain. Leadoff single here in the bottom of the fifth inning from Autumn Kaywood. The bats remain alive for Johnson. That's now 10 hits in this game.
Oh, that's perfectly struck. Dropped right into the outfield, putting her on board. And things just looking good. The Royals off to a hot start in the 2024 softball tournament from Kingsport. Shot to the left side. We've got a runner on board over at first for the Royals just moments ago.
So it's twofold. I said that when you have double elimination type of tournaments like the one that we have, at first you're trying to collect information, but there's another part to that as well. The second part of that is you want to try to make an opening round statement. You want to try to announce your presence at the tournament. Johnson doing just that with their performance against Union.
2 runners on board for the Royals now. Perfectly executed. The Bulldogs weren't sure where to go with that. A runner in scoring position, Kaywood on board at second for Johnson University. I already gave these guys a plug earlier. I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing me plug the crew, but big shout out to the crew over at baseball today. Gary Justice. That's snagged right on the edge of the outfield. 1 down now for the Bulldogs. Gary Justice announcing the baseball tournament this year for us at SCSN and the AAC Digital Network. Jacob Moore running production, did a great job today. We were spying on them from over here, watching the broadcast. And a big thanks to the team making it all happen here. Lorenzo, yourself, John Bone. Deep towards the wall. This is down. We've got 2 coming home for the Royals. 1 run across. Make it 2. Chalk them up. The Royals are hot at Kingsport.
Can't say enough good things about the way that Johnson has performed in this one. They haven't taken Union lightly, and sometimes that can happen when you have these type of tournaments, teams that you've seen before, and when you feel like you've had such a successful regular season, every reason to come out flat in a game. Different start time than you were prepared for. It's a little bit later. Temperature probably dropping a little bit. Every reason for Johnson to come out flat, and they just haven't done that in this game. They have come out and they have played their brand of softball and really made things difficult on Union. Now a pitching change being made as it appears that Carly Kane's day is done.
Pitching change made. Kane goes to the dugout. She'll get a break. In her place, I thought it was Carollo for a second. That's Carrie Dixon, freshman. She's from Cumberland Gap in Tennessee, went to Cumberland Gap High. 5'11".
Replacing a freshman with a freshman are the Bulldogs. Trusting young players in these situations, I mean, sometimes it may not provide immediate dividends, but you have to think about what it can do for your team going forward. The future definitely bright out there in the bullpen for Union.
That bullpen is an even split. 3 freshmen, 2 juniors, 1 senior. Dixon, this is her, well, she's had 17 appearances. This will be her 18th appearance. 10 games started this year for the Bulldogs.
So now she's coming in. Your team is reeling a little bit. You're trying to find yourself in this game.
Roped right up there, and she gets on board. At first, we've got 1 run home and another in scoring position now over on third for the Royals.
And when things are already kind of going out of your hands a little bit, you can't make mistakes like that. You have to try your best to control the controllables, and those are the things that can really bite you going forward. Those are the kind of plays that make games that are maybe leaning one way just completely flip on its head.
Runner advances out to second. Now 2 in scoring position for the Royals. It just feels like Johnson can do no wrong down the stretch here.
Do no wrong is right.
Showed bunt for a moment, pulled up. Johnson has just slowly pulled together a 6-run lead in the bottom of this 5th inning. 1 away, runners on the corners. Oh, nice chop right up the middle. Royals, another run coming home. Make it 2. Johnson University extends their lead. It's 9-1 in Kingsport.
And they're just wailing on Union right now. They are all over them.
First, Caitlin Jeffers comes across. Having some minor technical problems, and we're going to retire this side. Be back with a break in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. College softball.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
That'll do it. 8-run rule after 5. A big win for the Royals of Johnson in the first game for them in the 2024 softball tournament for the Appalachian Athletic Conference. That'll do it for us. Johnson's Royals 9-1 after 5. We'll wrap and be back. Be sure to tune in for our final game of the night in the AAC tournament. Thrilled for all the action and thrilled to have you along with us. It's going to be a really good one for the nightcap tonight. Tennessee Wesleyan, Columbia Koalas. All the action next on the Southeast Sports Network. Again, the final score on this, 9-1. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live in our copyright material. Today's broadcast will be archived inside of the Apper platform where you viewed it and available for replay.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
My character, Shazam, knows all about growing up in a family full of teenage superheroes. They're bold.
Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Adventurous. Shazam! There's never a dull moment. And no matter what happens, they'll always have your back. All they need is a place to grow and be themselves. And the best part is, you don't have to be a superhero to adopt a teen. Learn more about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shry Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shry Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in.